during the day when the boys would be doing the lessons and I'd be at home on the bicycle doing messages for the master. Then I finished in 41 and by golly I went into St. Patrick's College cabin, but Leslie and Dermot and Adrian Leach had gone before me. Dermot was there when I went in, I was in there with Dermot. And I spent from 41 to 46. No, I don't think so. I was only 4 years in there anyway. Passed all the exams. We passed them when they were having them. And went on then to left the St. Patrick's College cabin, went down to Ennis, as a matter of fact, and worked for Uncle Amy and Aunt Emily until 51. Then I went back to Stradone and worked for Eddie at the garage in 51 until 53. I worked for Eddie and I worked on the farm at home, kept the farm going to the designated way in school. So I left then, I left Stradone, and I met Kitty Connolly from Allac and we were going out together, and I went to England in 53. Kitty came out at the end of 53 to London and we got married. We were living in a little apartment for the Wilmore Road. So tell you about stories that we good for. Then in 1957 Desi was born. And I was a barman actually in London at this time. I was a barman, and then I became a stoker in the laundry, in the Oceana Laundry, and then I became a carpenter. And the story about me becoming a carpenter was very funny. I went on the job one time as a labourer, liked it, got in with Neil Hallahan and Dan Sullivan, and they were good carpenters, and I watched them and they told me how to do it, and finally I left them and Kitty went out, I'll be good to Kitty died. Your mommy died, of course, in 1982, I was in America. But Kitty went out and bought a saw and a hammer and a level and a square and a few things and a tool bag. We dug a hole in the backyard and we buried them to make them look as though they were used, old. And she sent me off down to a job at Levi Plaza, when there was a big warehouse, and I went in and I said, any chance of the job and the staff, there was a guy called Sullivan, Joe Sullivan, very nice man. And he said, yes, he says, oh yes, 20 in the staff. He says, I can start tomorrow. So I got out and went down to the carpenter job. Went in and he put me to work with this Ukrainian guy. So it was a big farm work. So I was working a little bit with the guys on the job and it was okay. So he came to me then, I was picking up stuff from one guy and another, and was working with putting up hunch boards and stuff like that. And then he called me, Joe called me and asked me, did I see the staff? And I said, no, by golly, I didn't tell you what the staff was. So he says, will you make up another one? So I says, okay. He says, make it 16 feet. So I says, okay. So I thought, what am I going to do now? He wants me to make the staff. I don't know what the hell the staff is. So I went over to Tom Kelly, Irish guy working on the job, and I said to Tom, did you see the staff? No, he says, I did not. Well, I said, Joe was looking for him. If I can't get it, he says, we make a new one. And he wants it 16 feet. So Tom says, well, let's do that. We'll make one. So Tom got a piece of 1 by about 18 foot long and got a little piece of 1 by and nailed it across at 16 feet. Then I knew what it was. It was a thing for measuring the columns. We hook it on top of the column and pull it down and put a marking under it. That was 16 feet. So from that on then, I went back and I brought the staff over to Joe and he thanked me and then he asked me one time to make up a shutter to put a hole, when they were pouring the slab, to make a hole for the stairway, and he gave me the sizes and it had to be square and everything, so I didn't know the hell how to make it, so I went over to Tom Kelly again. I said to Tom, if you were making this thick box for the stairs, now there's 3 or 4 ways of squaring it off. Now, I said, what way will you do it? So Tom got ordered a couple of pieces of board and we moved over and Tom made it for me. We set it in place and all, so that was it. So then I was working with the Ukrainian then and we were on tracks, and from there on I got on, he put me on second fixing, then asked me did I want a new job, good job with piecework. I said I did, so I had to go down to Whitehall and meet up with the gang down there, and the gang down there were on piecework, and it was hanging doors and what they call second fixing, putting this trim around the top of the wall, picture rail, baseboard, helmet board and all this, so I had to hang a door. I had to hang all the doors in the apartment, so I hung the door. But one thing about London, when you'd have to have a drop cloth on the floor, see, and you catch the shavings, and to make sure that I was busy when I go from one room to another, I'd bring the shavings with me, so that when the foreman would come in, he'd see all the shavings, and my God, this man is doing it again. But anyway, I hung the first door. It was a small little closet door for the broom closet. Hung it all right, not too bad at all. Got on from there, and then I don't know whether the foreman figured that I wasn't quick enough or something, but he put me on the detail work, like putting the numbers on the doors and fixing little holes, patching little holes with cellophane and stuff, and plaster, and I got on like that in London. But that was the story of London. So then Desi was born in 57, and Garry came along in 59. So I was working like that as a carpenter then, and I left them, and I went from one carpenter job to another, and so on and so on. And in 1962, we decided that we'd leave for America. So in 1963, in June, we went home. In May, we went home to Ireland on our last holiday, and we left for America in June of 63. Grandad and Uncle Desi left us down at Cove, and we headed off Kitty and Garry and Desi on the ship on the Sardinia. And it took us 6 days to come over here. By the way, people told us to take plenty of suntan lotion with us. So we did. And we didn't see the sun. It was fog all the way. But we had a kind of a good time. We landed in New York on the 18th of June. Stayed with the Connachtys, with Mary and Dominic and Ed and Terry. They were on your mother's side. Not the fact that I didn't get your mother's side, then I should have. So we stayed in New York for about 3 weeks, and then came out to San Francisco and met with Uncle Lady. We stayed with Uncle Lady for a couple of weeks, bought our own house and taught to Giuseppe Cicelli, and I got a job as a carpenter. For 2 years I worked as a carpenter in Yale. Then Eddie came to me and asked me would I go into the gas station business with him. So I did. We had a gas station down on the corner of Bay and Laguna. It was a Phillips 66 at that time. No, it was a Tidewater first. Tidewater 8 Tidewater, and then we went into Phillips 66. So we stayed there for a year and a half and lost our ass there. Quit again, so I went back to the carpenter. But in the meantime, I went to Gilhard Bakery and I sold cars one time on vacation. I sold cars for about 2 weeks. Then I went in the Hancock and Shorten, and I stayed with them for close to 9 months. And then I went back to carpentry. I was working as a carpenter, and Kitty had a job here too. Kitty was working in the hairdresser shop. And then in 1969, John was born over here.